I'm gonna give everyone a chance to talk in just a moment. Double check the stream is working okay. There you go. We're live, working. Thank God. I don't know what that was about, but
Woo.
here we are. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I am Jan. I'm community manager for Metro Rivals at Dovetail Games, and I'm joined today by Sam, our environmental artist, and Gabriel, our lead game designer. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Um, we're going to do a Q&A session today, which means that anyone that joins us on Discord can jump on stage. You can raise your hand and ask us questions. Please be aware, tonight is the Metro Rivals Day, so we are only going to answer any questions for Metro Rivals. So no questions about Trains in World or Wonders of Sodor. So if you raise your hand, please be aware that we can only answer questions about Metro Rivals tonight. So yeah, without further ado, let me. This is the first time that I'm hosting that, and it's not Alex running the show. But yeah, if you do have questions about Metro Rivals and you want to talk to us directly, you can raise your hand and request that in Discord. But until we have people raising hand questions, we're gonna ask some questions that we that I've written down. Maybe break that. So I think one of the biggest questions, and one of the questions we've gotten the most, is why make a new game? Obviously, Dovetail Games were known for our train simulation games. So why make a new game? And I'm gonna let like Gabriel and Sam. I'm gonna let you get a few words in as well. But I think we kind of answered this already in our spotlight video that we did last year, where Matt, our executive producer of Trains, spoke about this at length. And we are still obviously very passionate about our other titles, about the Trains in World and classic games. Obviously, very passionate about Wonders of Sodor as well. But this is Metro Rivals is kind of our way for us and for our development team, kind of stretch their legs to spread their creative wings a little bit, and to get used to a new engine, because Metro Rivals is our first in-house developed. It's developed fully in Unreal Engine 5, which also means that if for the future, for any future developments, whatever they may be when they come at some point in the future, that we already have knowledge about Unreal Engine 5 and can, don't have to start fresh for the next big thing. I want. I don't know, Gabriel, did you want to add anything else to that, or Sam?
I mean, yeah, I think you pretty much summarized all of the points there. I think it's yeah, for us it's really important to start testing Unreal Engine 5. I know the engine in general, it seems fairly similar, but of course it has many new things that we can try, that we can yeah, start tinkering with different parts of the engine. So that of course is always fun. And also, as you mentioned, is stretching our legs, trying something new. Yeah, we are really excited about this new avenue, or this new track, I should say, that is open. So yeah, definitely that summarize that points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam.
I was going to say, from an art perspective, like kind of like it answers that from an art perspective as well. Obviously, Unreal Engine 5 is a very different beast to 4, and we're using this project very much as a learning tool, but also, you know, it's an amazing project in its own right, and as artists, we're able to stretch our creative muscles in ways we hadn't done before. I think that is a big draw for the art side.
And I don't know if you've seen some of our screenshots that we shared before. Game looks great. Especially the lighting. Sam showed me some new screenshots today. Really looks great. I think Unreal Engine 5 is doing a very good job at like underground lighting, like tunnels, especially stuff that we've struggled with before in things like Train Sim World. Look fantastic, and you can see that in like the screenshot that for. We have our first question. We have someone raising their hand. Ale, I'm going to remind you this tonight is only about Metro Rivals. So if you have a question about Metro Rivals, you're welcome to join us. If not, this is your last chance to step back. If not, I'm going to pull you up on stage. Take that as welcome on stage. Should have a invite to join. There you are. Hello.
Oh,
How you doing?
it's good. And you?
What's your
Oh,
question about Metro Rivals?
oh. So I was wondering if Metro Rivals will work great on Steam Deck. I have it right here.
I think we got that question this morning in chat. I don't know if it was you, Gabriel. I don't know. Maybe you can talk more about how Metro Rivals would work on the Steam. Do you have a good answer for that?
Yeah, I mean, so I will say personally, I haven't tried on Steam Deck because I don't have a Steam Deck, but we are certainly doing a lot of optimization on the game, right? Yeah, there are so many things that, as I mentioned, that UE5 allows you to like create wonderful graphics while still being optimized. So yeah, we have like a team definitely working on optimizing the game as much as possible. But again, personally, I cannot confirm on the Steam Deck, so I haven't tried that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can add a little bit onto that. We're working very hard to optimize for the Steam Deck. It's a pretty big challenge, but it's definitely a goal, and we're not going to release a broken product on a platform. So there is that.
so when I tried searching it on here, so I tried searching it. When I search here,
Yeah.
let me go to my PC and search, and then I can maybe wish list it.
Yeah, be great. Available to wishlist right now on the Steam store as well.
I will.
Cool.
Hold on. So let me search right now. So
Any further questions about
Maybe
Metro
the-
Rivals?
So once I was mentioning what I noticed it's Rival, so I don't even know what this is about here.
The stream? It's the Q&A
The
stream.
the game.
Metro Rivals?
No, it's Metro Rivals.
So Metro Rivals is kind of a simcade subway racing game, is what we all call it. So it has simulation at heart, so because it still uses the simograph engine that we use in Trains the World, so the physics are simulated accurately, but it takes
There we go.
place in a semi-fictional near future New York, where the so-called track titans have taken over the public server, the subway lines in New York, and you're trying to make your way in, or become like the top dog, the track titan #1 in New York. You can also race other players and multiplayer. It has cross-platform support, a single-player campaign with like story elements and different gameplay modes. Yeah, and we're going to talk more and more about this coming weeks and months.
Oh,
Until
Steam compatibility. Oh, that sounds very nice. I just added it. I just wish listed it, so I'm excited to see what this is.
awesome.
And,
Uh,
yeah, and I do have Trains and World if that's the case. Both times the 5 and 6, so
awesome.
I can't wait to buy Metro Rivals if that's the case.
Yeah, we can't wait to release it. Thank you so much for joining us on stage.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. We have another member in the chat raising their hand, Ruined Glamrock. This is another reminder for you. Tonight is only about Metro Rivals, so if you have questions about Metro Rivals, you're more than welcome to join us on stage. But anything about our other Dovetail Games titles, we won't be able to answer. So it's your last chance to step back. If not, I'm going to pull you up on stage. Right. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of your work at Dovetail Games on Trains and World.
Thank you.
Actually, oh, I'm really excited for this New York Rivals that's coming soon. Actually,
Thank you.
but this is actually really cool because I'm really well. Another thing, I'm really excited for Thomas and Friends Wonders of Solo.
Thank you.
As well.
Do you have a question about Metro Rivals?
Asked when's the release date for it? I'm not too sure when.
We haven't announced that yet, but this year. What we're currently aiming for.
Right. I've always wanted to work for a game company, just like Dovetail Games.
You're always
So how
open
long have you
to.
worked for? How long have you worked for Dovetail Games? May I just ask? May I ask?
I'm currently in my 3rd year. Any further questions
Oh,
about
that's
Metro Rivals?
amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not too. I'm not. No, I think that's all for now. But this live stream has been absolutely amazing tonight.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Have a good night. Another member of the chat trying to talk to us. Hero TTV. Another reminder that this is about Metro Rivals only. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey.
Hello.
So I've recently just joined the Discord, and yeah, I'm a big fan of what you've done with sort of previous games. So with this new game, are you trying to kind of like get mainstream and get a bit more traction on sort of more the arcade side of it?
I think that's fair to say. That Metro Rivals has a bit of a more mainstream appeal. compared to our current games like Ransom World, which is a bit more focused on a certain interest group. Gabriel, do you have any more input for as a lead game designer?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we are leaning also on the arcade side of all the simulation, right? I know it's an interesting spot to be because we have some aspects of simulation, as Jan mentioned. We have simulgraph under the hood. We have, of course, all these, let's say, photorealistic graphics, but we also have this world that let's say works on a more arcade way, right? So we try to kind of abstract many of the real world systems, and we try to make them more. We try to gamify these systems to kind of extract only the bit that is like fun about real world, or perhaps exaggerate aspects of the real world that could be more fun in a more arcade setting. So yeah, we're definitely leaning a bit into both sides, but there's definitely some very present element of arcade in this game.
Okay, and then a few other questions. I'm guessing you'll probably have like some kind of roadmap. And does that feature any like alpha, beta stages where people can get some sneak peeks of it?
So I don't think we're going to go down the early access road for this. I might be wrong. I don't. But as far as I'm aware, we don't have any plans for that. What you can do is you can apply to our PlayLab group, which is a Dovetail Games wide playtesting group where we invite people both to our studio in UK, but also do like remote sessions of or remote playtesting sessions of different games that we're currently developing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's at the moment that's the best way to you want to get like an early look. Other than that, you make sure to follow our different channels, like our socials, and we're going to do regular dev blog updates, like we did this month, where we've shared our first dev blog article and live stream. There's going to be another one in early March. Where we look at a few more details about.
Okay, and then I know you said you haven't got a release date as yet, but are we looking at sort of like 2026 or is it beyond 2026?
We're still aiming at 2026, so current plan is this.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Quite excited about it.
Glad to hear it.
Thank you.
All right, that's what I've got.
Cool. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice evening.
Okay.
Cool. Chillgood Sir, you are next on our list. Remember, this is all about Metro Rivals tonight, so questions about Metro Rivals, feel free to join us. Hello. Are you there?
Are you muted?
Talking, we cannot hear you. Otherwise, feel free to use the text. Otherwise, I'm going to move you away from the stage. You can figure out your tech issues if you have any, and then you can still raise your hand later. And for now, we're going to invite Centauri 2002 on the stage. And again, for you as a reminder, this is a Metro Rivals Q&A. Hello, how are you doing?
Great. I just want to say I love the work you do. My main question is about the art, and I'd like to know if you've had any major obstacles to overcome when designing it.
Sam, that's a question for you.
Oh, wow. That is a big question. Yeah, there have been plenty of obstacles, that's for sure. Obviously, we've already discussed the big challenge of moving to a new engine. We have used new technology within that engine. We've developed our own tools. That's been an ongoing process. So it's been a massive learning curve for our artists and for engineering and tech art. There's been a whole rework of how we communicate between those teams, how we work together. And then it's just moving away from the solid realism of our previous products into a more kind of slightly stylized alternate reality world where we could flex creative muscles. That in itself is more challenging than you would think for an artist, especially one who's so used to rigidly sticking to reference. Obviously, we have concept art and that kind of thing to help to replace reference, but even so, you get to make your own creative decisions, and that's been challenging as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Can I just add one more question about the narrative drive of the game? What's going to be the main story focus?
Yeah. So we have the Titans. So you, as a player, go about New York, defeating these Titans, and essentially you push your skills to the limit on the tracks of New York. That will be kind of like what we can share about the narrative at this point.
Okay, that sounds really cool. Thanks a lot for answering.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Good evening. Cool. We had a question in the chat from Golden Ticket, one of our community moderators, actually, who's after the Reddit spaces. Shout out to the Reddit crew. They're asking, will there be other train models featured in Metro Rivals that we have not seen yet? Or are there any plans of adding the actual rolling stock? We talk about rolling stock in detail yet?
I am not sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think what we can answer is the and Matt answered that in a
rolling stock. That I could say is what we're working on. So yeah, we plan to give you different ways to interact with the world through your trains, right? So
sorry, Gabriel.
Yeah.
And I had some connectivity issues, and just for the YouTube crowd that just had to probably go through that. I'm very sorry. Could you repeat your answer real quick? So sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we are planning to have multiple rolling stock. Yeah, we definitely want to have multiple rolling stock, and we want to give you different ways to interact with the world through trains, right? All of them will feel differently. That's what we are aiming for.
Cool. Again, sorry about I don't know what's wrong with my internet today. Should be good. I got it hooked up to the Ethernet cable. I'm very sorry. Let's see. We have a question from Train Sim Society. Hey, how you doing? Can you walk through how the PvP works? Is it real-time racing, turn-based strategy, or something else entirely? Gabriel, can you give us a quick oversight?
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's real time. It's train versus train. So old school train racing, I guess. So yeah, we are planning definitely more on the side of, I will say, old school racing arcade games. So that's the element of PvP that we are working on right now.
And we'll definitely talk more about how gameplay and PvP works in upcoming devblog articles and streams. So keep an eye out for those as well. See if I missed any questions in chat that are rivals related. Chill, good sir. Let's try again. Let's invite you up on stage. Second time's the charm. Are you with
Or
us?
is it?
Doesn't seem like it is. I'm so sorry. Well, I can see you in the text chat. So if you have a question, pop it in there, and we'll answer it from there. But for now, I'm gonna have to escort you off stage. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Oh, there you go. Will you be adding any more cities or more of Long Island? That's a very very long-term kind of question. I think for now we do want to focus on getting the release right. I think I'm sorry if I'm taking your answer away from you, Gabriel or Sam. But I think let's focus on releasing the game first before we kind of talk about any future plans. But never say never. Any more cities or more of Long Island? There's definitely cities all over the world with very interesting subway networks. Like personally speaking, as someone that lives in Vienna, Vienna has a great subway system. Paris, for example. I'm London as well, maybe. But for now, we're focusing on Metro Rivals New York. And yeah, that's what we're going to go with for now. Gabriel, Sam, remind me the route or the route in Metro Rivals New York is based on Avenue Line. Is that right? 4, 5, and 7?
There's several lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
4, 5, and 6.
A 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's slightly different from the original. So I think we're going over the Brooklyn Bridge, which the original would not do, but it I remember correctly, but it definitely makes for very interesting scenery.
Yeah.
Will we see
Yeah, it
anything?
does.
Will we see anything like a battle pass? How many people per session in a so-called race? Battle pass? No. People per session. I think it was up to 4 players. If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, up to 4 players can get or against each other. Thank you, Golden Ticket. You and your team are doing excellent work. Really appreciate it. Let's go through some questions. I know we are at the 30-minute mark, but I think we're at a good flow. Sam, Gabriel, if you're okay with going a little over.
Go on then.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I'm going to ask you some of the questions that are on my little here. And I'll try to alternate between your 2 points of expertise. So let's start with Gabriel. For $200, how do you balance realism with arcade-style racing mechanics?
Okay, so just $200. I think that's worth a bit. That's worth a bit more.
You gotta build up to that.
Yeah.
You don't get the 1 million right away.
Yeah,
That's not how that works.
Almost. No, I mean that's a good question, and yeah, it's a balancing act, right? As I mentioned before, it's we have of course everyone has some expectations from the real world, so everyone of course will have some expectations of how a train is supposed to work, or how a subway system is supposed to work. When you mention racing, you also have some expectations. So we try to balance essentially the expectations that come from, for example, the communications of the game or the graphics of the game. With this, as I mentioned, more gamified systems, right? So it's abstracting some of these elements of the real world, make some of them disappear, simplify some of them, over exaggerate some of them, and yeah, essentially from there is of course this balancing act between the two in which aspects of, let's say, real world bring you joy and fun and engagement, and the same for this more gamified system in which it's these decisions of okay, what is fun, what is not fun, and of course that requires a lot of decision making and iteration that comes from having this, like, let's say, super motivated team delivering builds, so you can try, you can test, you can check that that your design assumptions were right or wrong, and iterate based on that. So that will be the short answer to that.
I think that was pretty detailed. Good answer. Sam, before I get to you, we have a question from F. One shout out to the operator team. What's the gameplay lifetime that you have in mind, and how do you expect to new gameplay if you have, say, unlocked everything / rival? We fully answer that yet? Gabriel question.
I mean,
you need to think on that, and I can move Sam first. Like,
yeah,
don't want to put you on the spot.
Let's go to Sam first.
Okay,
while I think about this. Yeah.
Cool. I'm very prepared, so I'm going to scroll down. I think kinda how closely does the in-game city map, or how closely does the in-game version resemble real world city?
Right, yeah. Pretty close. In some aspects. So we used real world data to kind of build up the city. But we're also, as we went over in the dev block, we're using PCG. So we plug in preset assets into PCG and it generates the world for us. So we're not going to have bespoke buildings or sections of the city unless that's absolutely critical. Obviously, there are iconic sections and buildings and landmarks, which we will and are reproducing. But yeah, so there is this balance of how we're going to make New York in the time we have to make New York. So buildings will be where they're meant to be, but they may not be the building you expect to be there. So that's pretty much an overview of what it would be. And obviously much of the route is underground. And the same applies underground. We're basing the stations, the tunnels on what exists, and then embellishing and putting, our own spin on it.
Nice. So we won't see our apartments if game. No, we're not going to.
Maybe if I liked it enough.
We're not going to dox anyone. Don't worry. We're not going to put your living room into the game, unless you want to. Get some more questions in the chat, but before we do, I go to that. Gabriel, are you ready to answer?
Yeah,
question?
Yeah, of course. What I can say is that New York is a pretty big city and has a lot of lines. So that's as much as I think I can say right now.
That's fair. Again, guys, remember, we are still very early on in the entire process. There will be more dev blogs and Q&As and all that kind of stuff, so you can look forward to much more information in the coming weeks and months get to the release. Yep, there you go. What is our favorite thing about what is each of your favorite thing about Metro Rivals? Question. I think, for me personally, I think it's just the kind of fun of it all. Like I got to play some very early builds last year and very recently, and it is very different from our other titles, but it's in like a very fun way. There's nothing like going through a subway tunnel at like 60 miles an hour, only to realize you have to come to a stop, or there's a curve coming up, and everything's like indicated. But if you don't pay attention, or if you boost at a wrong point, completely flying off the rail, and then having to reset and do that while you're in a race with someone else. Like you finally overtook them, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna win this race. And then you're overconfident and you fly off the rails because you're just too fast, and lose your entire speed, your entire progress, and then just see your opponents whizzing by you, and then losing that race. I think that's very exciting, and it's just a very cool thing for us to do. How about you guys? Do you have a favorite thing about Rivals?
Yeah. Obviously it's the art, but in seriousness, when playing, I think it's the derail mechanic. It's the first time it happened, I just burst out laughing because I didn't expect it, and it's just a lot of fun to balance your gameplay around it. I'm using balance probably the wrong way, confusing way there, but make sure you're going the right speed for it, and you can counteract it a little bit. That's quite fun.
You have to balance
Yeah.
the balance, speed and balance. I think it's the words that I used in the devblog article.
Yeah. Yeah. So adding to that, for me it will be the boost. I really like the boost. When I play games, I'm kind of a min maxer. So I think for me the boost is quite fun because I really try to spend as much boost as possible in the shortest time possible. So yeah, that's definitely something that I have had a lot of fun playtesting, probably more than I should have, but yeah.
Now
Pretty
that you
fun, in
now
my
that you
opinion.
say min-maxing, this could be like the first Dovetail Games title that could be used for speedruns. Like where you have to optimize your usage of boost, accelerate and boost braking, and be very accurate, pixel perfect boosting. So.
Oh yeah.
But
We have
yeah,
had some members of the team already doing that. So yeah.
I'm going to be I'm looking forward to seeing the leaderboards changing, and seeing people beat best times. But yeah, let's do one more question for each. And I think unless we get more questions from audience from that, I'm gonna call it after those two questions. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabriel, if you question, or Sam, feel free. Otherwise, I'm jump a question.
Yeah, feel free to choose one. Yeah.
Anyone? Okay, cool. I don't know. Maybe that feeds into another question. But segue. Actually, this is kind of a good segue from what we talked about skill. How skill based is the racing system compared to traditional racing games in arcade?
Yeah, so it's definitely leaning more into the side of skill based. That's definitely the case. I think it's just a skill based on different ways or in different aspects. Of course, most people is used to like car racing games or stuff like that, and while those are more how do you take the corners is kind of like what make or break your run. Here, that's also the case with the derailments, of course, but you also need to consider, for example, the stop accuracy, because you are, at the end of the day, you are still part of a subway or metro system. So you still need to stop at stations. You you still need to get passengers. So there's definitely some aspect of that in which you need to calculate the braking power of your train, how fast you accelerate after that. So there's definitely also an element that is not so common in other games, which is braking speed, calculating the braking. And yeah, I think that's definitely a challenge that players will encounter in the game. Thank you.
Go for
Surprise me.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna close my eyes and pick one. So, will different areas have distinct architectural and lighting?
Nice pick. That was the one that I was looking at. In short, yes. So we're going with a neighborhood kind of distinction between aesthetics. So, like for example, Bronx and Brooklyn, those will be visually distinct from each other. So I did mention this before in the dev blog, but the areas which are underground, we're looking to bring an element, recognizable element from the exterior areas of that neighborhood, in so that we've got, visual familiarity. So you know where you are, and what neighborhood you are racing through, and that's how the stations are going to differentiate from how they are in reality, as an example. And we're exaggerating things. So we have more vibrant colors, or using different patterns. Lots of perhaps some cultural influence from the dominant. I can't think of the word. The population of the area, and then we have for lighting, which I am particularly passionate about, so I could talk all day, so I'll try not to. We're really kind of ramping it up. We're going quite stylized with lighting, very bold, and this will help with the feeling of speed as you're going through the tunnels, for example, having this like layered lighting in there, and each zone or neighborhood will have its own lighting kind of theme, colors, different intensities, just to bring in a whole different kind of depth to each area. So yeah, I'll cut that short there.
I'm sure we'll have many more opportunities to talk about environmental art and lighting. And I'm looking forward to sharing more screenshots in the future as well. I'm guessing the soundtrack will have to be banging. We're going to talk about soundtrack in the future, but what we can say now is we're using I think it's an Unreal Engine 5 tool called Reactional, which kind of the music changes depending on like your speed and what you're currently doing. So the music is a integral part of the game. But yeah, that's going to do it for us for tonight. Sam and Gabriel for joining me, and thank you to all
Thank
of
you, Ian.
our lovely viewers for your questions and for hanging out in chat. Also, thank you, YouTube. Going to cut off the YouTube stream now. We're going to hang out for a few more seconds after that in Word, but for now, let's say goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
And if you want to join us live on stage, YouTube, join the Discord. Link is in bio. But for now,